Hello, gamers, and welcome to Not Another Update, a weekly news podcast by NextPlay Australia, recapping and discussing the latest video game news of the week. I'm your host, Brad, joined today by Ben.
Hello.
How are you, Ben? It's just
I'm
us
good.
this week.
It's just us, Brad and Ben, the BB
Yeah,
show. I love it.
it is.
How are
Yes, that
you?
is totally going to catch on. I'm good. The gaming industry is not good, but I am
You.
good. Now, before we get into it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to keep up to date with our latest video content. Or if you're watching on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to follow us so you get notified of every new episode and rate us 5 stars. Everything you need is linked below, and with housekeeping out of the way, let's get into the show. All right, our first news piece of the week is something we touched on last week. So, we're going to talk about PlayStation's no disc decision first. Last week, we recorded our podcast, and as we were finishing up, we saw the news. So, we kept the cameras rolling and we discussed it. Emotions were raw. We didn't have time to process it. I've now had some time to reflect. And Ben, we haven't heard from you about this yet on the podcast. So, what are your thoughts on PlayStation deciding for no discs after, well, from 2028?
I mean, yeah, it's been a interesting week.
It
I
has, yes.
I've had many feelings. I've gone not quite back and forth, but I've played around with it. Like obviously, we know everything's going digital, but
Mm,
there's that part of me. I'm a collector. You're a collector.
yeah.
A lot of people I know are collectors, and there's something I I don't think it's necessarily like the fact that it's a download code instead of a disc. It's more like it's it's what we grew up with,
Mm,
getting a disc. It's that sense of you're bringing something home, you're opening it, you're putting it on a shelf. It's all of that. Um
yeah.
and it's they're not just simply taking away just a circle.
Mm,
It's a lot more than that, and unfortunately a lot of people don't understand that anymore, especially like younger gamers. And I mean, that's like, unfortunately, that's just how it is. um
yeah.
and despite the fact that, we love that, they, I mean, like, they still are a company and they're going to have to go where, the money is big, I guess. And, we
Yeah.
might not like it, but
It's the way the world's going.
exactly. I think the bigger issue here is the whole you don't own a game thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like you guys touched on last week, I think the movies thing that they deleted from the store,
Mm,
like, you could buy a game and you go play that, you want to go play it in 5 years, and no, they don't have the license anymore. So that, 50, 60, 70, $80 you spent on the game is just gone.
gone.
And you can't do anything about it. You don't get a refund, you don't get another game. That's it. It's gone. Um Also, I saw a few other things recently that if you remember, I think it was last year when PSN shut down for a while.
Mm,
What
traumatic.
happens? Yeah, what happens when that happens? Literally, no one will be able to play anything
Yeah.
if you've got a fully digital console that every game has to be, connect to the server or whatever, even if it's for a millisecond. If you can't do that, then you just got a big old, box doing nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Even
it's very
then,
interesting.
like, if you have no internet, will it be able to verify the license? Like, will you have to be connected to the internet to play anything?
Exactly. I mean, I don't think, I'm not sure they've thought exactly through the whole process of how it's going to work in a digital
Mm,
only environment. We have the luxury now of choosing, and I mean, I still don't get why they would pull it completely. Like, vinyl is still around. Vinyl's huge.
Vinyl
CDs are
has a
still being made.
resurgence. And even Blu-ray at the moment, that's
Yeah,
like coming back too.
yeah. Like sure, DVDs and VHSs like don't really exist anymore, but that's not necessarily because that media died. It's because that specific media got upgraded and cheaper and easier to
Yeah.
produce.
Mm,
Like it's not like it just went like, oh, that section doesn't exist anymore. They just got a little bit better. I mean, it's the same with music, and like
yeah.
Spotify has its place, but like CDs still do really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think the bigger focus is more making sure that if they do follow through with this, which I'd be interested to see if they, with the amount
I
of
think they
backlash
will.
they've got, how they do to make it fair. PC digital only gaming is fair because it like PC is not a storefront itself. Um,
Mm.
you got Steam, you got all the other storefronts that you can buy from. You can choose, and they compete in a digital marketplace. If you have a PlayStation, say PS6 or whatever, you're buying from one store, and you know you have to pay what they want to charge you. And aside from the legal ramifications, that's not really consumer friendly at all.
No, well, that's what I was going to touch on is that in some countries, that type of practice is not legal.
Hmm.
So, don't know how
Yeah, I
that's
think
going to work.
Europe are really big on that sort of fair trade sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so
Actually, Australia also has some tough consumer laws too. So,
yeah, they do.
I'm surprised we haven't heard from them, although, like, we might be ways off from hearing from the ACCC about it,
Yeah,
but
they're probably not worried about it for a
not
while.
yet. They're probably just gonna see how it plays out first.
Yeah,
So PlayStation socials were quiet for 6 days after that initial post, and that's the longest time between posts in PlayStation history. And once they began posting again, you can imagine what the comment sections were like.
I flicked through them this morning. It's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
Just like emojis of discs and bring back physical media. I think they posted about their new fight stick, which does look cool. Which is kind of ironic. They're releasing kind of like this physical controller
yeah.
when they've just said they're not doing physical media in 2028. But anyway,
Now, before we wrap up, do you think PlayStation will backflip, or will we just see them phase discs out from 2028?
at first I was like, oh yeah, this is obvious. Like I was sad but not surprised. But after like the backlash, like I think the backlash has been even bigger than I expected. Um
Yeah, yeah.
and so I'm kind of leaning that they might walk it back because if this many people are gonna boycott Sony, like that's a lot of lost revenue. That's not
Well,
looking
it's
good
not
on their
even that
books.
too. Developers and publishers all around the world have been like, what the
Absolutely.
hell?
Yeah. I
Which
mean,
is good.
even like there's been posts from other outlets here, like nothing to do with video games. Domino's had a great one
Yeah,
saying they were doing digital only pizzas, um, and stuff like that. So
yeah. I
yeah,
even saw a clip of Hideo Kojima saying that he was upset by it. So,
yeah, yeah.
um,
I mean, I don't think, yeah. Imagine being the company or person that upset Hideo Kojima. It's crazy.
exactly. Um,
So, will they walk it back? Look, I think they're busy coming up with a plan to either try and sell this to
Damage
the
control.
community.
Mm.
Yeah, and try and be like, yeah, okay, look, guys, but like, we you could do this, but it's probably taking a while because there is no feasible, alternative. So
I
you
said
know, we
last
might
week,
see.
if I have to pay an extra $5 for a disc, I will.
Yep.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. And
If that's
that's
how
fair.
much it costs.
Well, like they say, like the physical sales are like 15% or whatever. Regardless of the fact, like I can't see a world where physical sales have not got them some profit. So it's not like they're not selling physical discs at a loss. They just want that small profit from physical media to be in digital media so they get more profit.
I would
Uh,
say that percentage is a little misleading too, because that would probably include DLC, which you
yep,
can basically only buy,
yep.
digital only games like indie games and such that don't have physical releases. Um, yeah, there's a lot of games you can only buy on PSN. So,
I
like, of
mean, like
course,
almost every indie game these days is digital only for at least a good 3 to 6 months until
yeah,
they
unless like
um
I am 8-bit or something
yeah, exactly, or they have a
publishes
decent
it.
yeah. I think I saw uh a few stats the other yesterday about like
Mm,
first party games, like like
mm.
just the first party games, like so Horizon, like it was like 60% physical, or Uncharted was that number as
I
well.
saw that too. Yeah.
So I mean, like they haven't actually said where this percentage is coming from, whether it's sales, maybe like percentage of sales, or if it is percentage of actual games, and
Mm.
you know that it's being outweighed by all this digital only media or digital only games that you can only get digitally, which is just skewing the report really.
It is. Yeah, it's not looking good. I don't think they will backpedal their decision because I think they know, like, once it happens, people are just gonna get over it. They will. Like, everyone loves games. They're not gonna stop playing games. Like, they're just not. I'm not. So,
I
like,
think
it
it's
will
less
kill
of
me
a
to buy digital, but
I I'm the same. I'm not going to not play or whatever. I will still get a PS6. I'll probably still buy digital. I might not buy every game on release if it's expensive, but I think the main thing, if all what we're saying is correct, they want a larger profit. Okay, that's
yeah.
their end goal. That's their
Mm,
company. Line must go up. So if even if like say half of the people that said they're going to boycott don't boycott, that's still the other half that will go to PC, Xbox, whatever. So
mm,
is it really them worth risking that just to get a little bit more profit, where they'd probably actually lose more money if all those people left rather than continue making physical media, even if it's at a smaller portion.
mm.
So
Yeah.
since you said that, I'm gonna answer your question from 5 minutes ago. I reckon they will walk it back.
Well, I hope you're right.
Me too.
All right. Just when we thought the week couldn't get worse, it did. Xbox has announced that they will be cutting 3,600 jobs in the next 12 months. Uh, we did speak about this a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember if you were there, Ben, but
I think I was. We was talking
yeah.
about the Xbox stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so like this was rumored or a couple weeks ago, and now it's official. So Ashish Sharma has published on the official Xbox website earlier this week, sharing an email she sent out to Team Xbox employees globally. Now, it is a very big email, so I'm just gonna break it down, cut some stuff out, and we're gonna talk about it. So, We are beginning the most significant restructure in Xbox history. After careful consideration, I've made the difficult decision to reduce our team by approximately 3,200 throughout financial year 27. This will include approximately 1,600 role eliminations today, and in addition, 4 studios will leave Xbox to new management. I recognize that a year-long restructuring creates additional challenges. Unfortunately, it is not possible to make all the necessary changes in a single day, and I want to be direct about the scale. Our business is not healthy. We are operating at margins that are 3 to 10 times lower than comparable platform and publishing businesses. We entered Gen 9 with a smaller install base and a higher cost structure. To grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi platform, and a broader portfolio of content. While those businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at the pace we expected. As that happened, our core business weakened and we added more teams, more investment, and more time, hoping for a better outcome. And now the industry is facing the most severe hardware crisis in its history. We must reset Xbox. So, Ben, first of all, these layoffs, how do you feel about them the term reset Xbox? It kind of like gives me an icky feel.
Yeah. So I can't remember if I mentioned this on the show or if I was talking to someone else. But so when this was rumored, basically my take on it was like, they're not coming out public because they're trying to save face by, finding a new home for these studios, which is
Yeah.
exactly what they've done. Um, did you want to list the studios, or I can?
Uh, I've got them listed below, but
So
yeah,
Compulsion Games and what was the other one that's going
Double Fine.
independent? Double Fine, yeah. So they're
Yeah.
going back to independent,
They're
retaining
taking
all their
their
rights.
IPs.
Yep.
However, I'm pretty sure Psychonauts is staying with Xbox, though. I think I read
Okay.
that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but South of Midnight sequel is a possibility now, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because last time me and Jamie were disappointed about that.
Yeah.
But it's very. I think what they're doing now is, Phil Spencer had a pretty, you know, straight up way of being like, you're out. I'll get you. You come over here. All right, you. Nah, I don't want you. Whatever. Asha seems very methodical, planning. I feel like
Takes the
either
emotion out of it.
yeah, she is making sure she doesn't just do anything off the cuff. She is getting her ducks lined up in a row before anything. Obviously,
Mm.
like that long email, the long press release, whatever. Um, whether this is good or bad, I'm not sure. Or it's, like a wolf in sheep's clothing or what have you. I'm like, yeah, all these studios are saved. I think Arcane and um the other one is sold to unknown buyers as of yet.
Yeah.
The
Let
Blade
me bring up the
game,
list quickly.
the Marvel Blade game is still unsure about.
Yeah.
We're still unsure about. So it'll be interesting to see what comes up with that. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, it's all very. It's like, oh, here's a bit of bad news, but also look at this, which is exactly what I kind of expected.
Yeah. Although it's a facade. Like,
Yeah,
I d-
that's what it
like
is.
100%. It's like, well, why did you buy these studios in the first
Hmm.
place? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Phil Spencer was the one that was deciding to just buy everything that was up for sale. Um,
Look, I like obviously they like what she said. Like they have made some mistakes, which it's obvious to all of us, just not to them. They bought too many studios too fast. They didn't make, you know, the big hitting games that they wanted
No.
as like soon as they needed per se for, line go up. Um, so I think it's just like had like a compound effect, and now they're kind of really left with, one decision. If they want to kind of like grow properly or grow, I guess, without just buying up all these random studios.
Yeah. So one sentence that stuck out to me in those first paragraphs was, to grow, we bet on Game Pass, multi-platform, and a broader portfolio of content. While those businesses have created meaningful value, they did not grow at the pace we expected. Do you think we'll see any changes to Game Pass?
Maybe. I was reading before, like I think State of Decay 3.
Mm,
I'm not sure if was official or not, but since they've gone, they're not with Xbox anymore, like that's no longer going to be on Game Pass. Or they
yeah,
they
right.
don't have it doesn't have to be on Game Pass.
Mm,
So that's interesting, whereas, they kind of buying all these studios and, having Game Pass, it was kind of like a balancing act. You had all these good games, or all these games from all these developers, and you just put them on Game Pass, and everyone that has Game Pass gets, everything. But now
yeah,
that they're, coming away, Xbox is having less and less over the years. They have less original IPs, they have less exclusives. Um,
less
so
consoles out in the wild,
exactly, less less physical.
less
It's
everything.
yeah, it's interesting. I definitely think Game Pass will change somehow, whether it's pricing, content. Um, we'll see a
I don't
change.
think they'll change the pricing because they just decrease the price on Game Pass. So
I think they change the pricing about once a quarter. So
yeah, true, true. It'll go back up.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So continuing, first we will reset our content portfolio. Since 2018, we have aggressively expanded our studio portfolio, while the number of games created each month across the industry now outpaces the last 10 years combined. We now find ourselves competing not only with the largest publishers, but also with smaller independent studios. It is neither possible nor desirable to own every great independent studio. We have also learned that we are not the best home for every type of studio. In a typical year, we lost 64 cents for every dollar we invested. As we reset Xbox, we will help independent creators succeed by providing open development tools and audiences to realize their vision. Compulsion Games and Double Fine Productions will return to management and transition to independent studios with their IP, catalog, and runway for their next games. Ninja Theory and Undead Labs have entered terms to join new ownership with funding to complete and grow Senua and State of Decay 3. In France, Arcane's management is beginning required consultation with its Works Council to review potential strategic options. We are also making reductions across other units and, in some cases, shifting investment to focus on higher priority projects. These changes vary in size across Activision, Bethesda, ZeniMax, Blizzard, King, Mojang, and Xbox Game Studios. None of our first party publicly announced games or projects are being cancelled as part of these reductions. In addition, Mojang and King will now report directly to me. These two studios have increasingly become platforms and are our largest bi monthly active players. They bring critical geographic, demographic, and differentiation to Xbox. So what do you make of that?
Mobile games, where they're going next, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, King is Candy Crush, right?
Yeah. And what
And
was the other one?
obviously Mojang, which is Minecraft,
Yeah,
obviously
yeah, yeah.
um massive still all these
Mm-hmm.
years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, we already kind of spoke about Compulsion Games and the other studios. Um, it's interesting that they're giving Compulsion and Double Fine a runway for their next games. I'm not sure what that means. If they're gonna
Maybe it's like
ship them
help.
off with a bag of
Yeah,
money, or
maybe it's like help them publish it. Maybe, don't know.
perhaps, yeah,
I still
yeah,
find it crazy that they've gotten rid of Ninja Theory when they just recently announced the
like
third entry
literally like
into.
2 weeks before.
Yeah. I was gonna say when you were reading that, like they invested this in like what did they say since 2018?
Yeah,
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 okay. So investment means that you give a lot of money now and you get a lot of money later. Now I don't know if they know what that means and how long development cycles take,
it just means
but
they're impatient.
exactly. It's not even been 10 years. Um
No,
and I don't know. I think if they had waited and given these studios a little bit more support rather than, possibly crunch or pressure, they could have actually seen some return on that investment. A
mm,
lot of these studios make good games and great games, even.
yeah,
And
I
the
think
fact that she's saying, not all these studios belong here, I feel like that's like they don't want to, keep investing money, in case their next game is a hit. Like
yeah,
they're folding before they win or lose, kind of thing.
yeah, which is kind of cowardly. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's just all worded so uh
Efficiently.
efficiently, but also with no emotion at all.
Mm, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
which, like, I guess things like these need to take the emotion out of it. It doesn't make it any easier for us to read this stuff either.
Mm,
Obviously, like what, 1600 roles got eliminated in one day. That is massive.
yeah,
That's 1600 families
that's
that
crazy.
do
Yep,
not have an income. Well,
yep,
or the income is like halved or whatever.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep going. So these changes are about a bigger future for Xbox, not a smaller one. The next decade of gaming will be larger, more global, and more creative than anything we've seen before. This year, we'll invest as much in Xbox as we ever have, but we'll invest with greater focus, greater discipline, and greater clarity, all in service of making Xbox where the world plays and creates. I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertains more than a billion people each day and gives everyone the opportunity to create and connect. I know we can achieve this goal. Xbox has many of the most beloved franchises in entertainment history, talented studios around the world, and we will return to growth in 2027. History is full of companies that mistake longevity for inevit I cannot say that word. Inevitability. We will not be one of them. All right. So hilarious that we'll invest as much in Xbox as we ever have.
So Halo 7?
Yeah, apparently. Also I want Xbox to be one of the few companies that entertains more than a billion people each day. No way in
like that's
hell is
the
that
it that like
happening.
that is not even possible.
what, a
I don't even
seventh
think
of
that
the
is even.
bloody world's population? No way.
That's crazy. That's
Nintendo and PlayStation could achieve that
no,
sooner than them.
yeah,
It well, PlayStation
definitely
maybe not,
Nintendo.
but yeah.
Yep.
um,
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, like when she says we have a lot of games and stuff to pull on. Like apart from
do they though?
Halo, like haven't they just got rid of all their
A
main
Halo,
games for
maybe Doom.
recently? Oh,
Yeah,
Doom's yeah, I guess, but like Doom, they've done to death
it's not a big
recently.
hitter either,
Uh,
so
like it's good, but I wouldn't say it's a big hitter.
it's not a
Like
console seller.
no, no. But
No,
that's what I mean.
I
Apart
don't.
from Halo, what game is a console seller?
Well, I don't even think Halo's a console seller anymore, though.
No, probably not after the last couple.
No.
Probably
Um,
not since 3, to be honest.
yeah. It like I don't know how Xbox are gonna dig themselves out of this when they have such a small percentage of consoles or hardware compared to Nintendo and PlayStation. And I mean, the price of Xbox just went up. So, like,
Hmm.
what is the incentive to buy an Xbox?
No,
I don't
I don't
see
know.
one. I don't.
No, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, good for her for being so optimistic, but it's reading delusional a bit. Especially return to growth in 2027. That's a lot to do in 1 year. I
I
do
don't. I
not see
can't
that
see
happening.
like no, not at all. I mean, and like generally, like if you're talking growth period, that's financial year to financial year. That's in
Yeah.
1 year from now, not end of next year. So
Yeah.
that's 12 months, less than 12 months. Like, what have they got coming out in 12 months? What, a Fable? Halo
Yeah.
remastered? Like,
Which
but
is
and
next month.
they're both
This month.
on multi-platform anyway. There's
Yeah.
Gears of War E-Day, which is the only exclusive I can think of.
Yeah. And I just don't know how they're making money with Game Pass. I really don't. Someone, if someone wants to play E Day, what, they sign up for a month to play it. That's what, $20, 25.
I can't
Um,
remember how much they sell it for now.
whereas PlayStation can bring out bloody, what do they have coming up? Wolverine, for instance, $120. People go to the shops to buy that day one, or people run to the PlayStation store in 2028 and buy it day one. Um, that's $100 more than someone signing up for Game Pass. Like,
I
how are
don't
they
know if
paying?
it's,
How are they
but I don't
making
know if it's
money?
like a similar kind of game plan to Netflix. You sign up and you just have it. Like you just forget about it. I don't think a
Mm,
majority of people signing up, like I'm sure there are some, but I don't think a majority are being like, I'm just playing for this month and then I'll cancel. You know,
yeah,
I think a majority of people will sign up and they'll either forget about it or just be okay with it taking $20 out of their account every month. Um,
mm,
and like I don't think they had a dip really in like how many people were subscribed, even with the price increase.
yeah.
Um, so you know, I can see it still making money, but I can't see it making more money. You know what I mean? Like I
Oh,
don't know
like
where
I
they go
get,
from here.
yeah, yeah. I get how it makes money. I just don't know how it's like a sustainable business practice to keep the lights on later.
Yeah,
Because obviously,
without anything else. Yeah,
obviously,
absolutely.
I mean, I can't remember a time before Game Pass. My memory is really bad, but um, Xbox has been a sinking ship like this for the last I don't know how long, I guess 8 years when they
2018, yeah.
acquired all these studios. Yeah, it's an interesting time, isn't it?
Yeah, I saw a funny meme the other day that Nintendo just watching PlayStation, Xbox just explode themselves basically.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's
It
how the console war ended, by both companies just, you know, shooting themselves in the foot.
yeah. Well, Nintendo's always been in their own race, I think. So
Oh yeah,
but
no, Nintendo's not a
it's
part of it.
yeah.
No,
Nah,
Nintendo's
nah.
just watching. They're just probably having a good old laugh.
Yeah. No. But yeah, any final thoughts on PlayStation or Xbox or just anything in general?
Nah, I really hope that we've seen the last of this kind of bad news, at least for now.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sick of coming here every week and talking
Like,
about it.
okay, so we have more layoffs, more studio closes.
Can't we
I
get some good
wanna,
news?
yeah, can we get some games? Let's get some games, guys. Isn't this what you're supposed to do? Make good games.
Literally, yeah.
Let's get some cool game announcements.
I think Gamescom is next month, so we
Yes,
have to
it
wait it out
is.
a few more
Okay.
weeks. So
Let's cross fingers until then nothing else bad happens.
yeah, we'll just talk about whatever we want at that point.
Okay, yeah. La la
Not
la
even
la la.
games, just everything. All right, and with that, that is the end of this week's episode of Not Another Update, a weekly news podcast by NextPlay Australia. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And of course, stay tuned for Ready Up, our new podcast by us, where we chat hot topics, rank video games, play trivia, and more. As always, thanks for listening, and until next time, gamers, bye.
Hey.